Hey, welcome investors and traders to today's episode of Unusual Option Activity brought to you by the Market Action app. Today is May 17th, 2022. For those who are first time viewers of our show, in this presentation we cover some of the unusual option activity that has been found in our Market Action app. If you're not familiar with unusual options, feel free to comment below or look at some of our other videos. You'll get some idea of what unusual option activity is. So let's jump in. Here's a quick disclaimer. This presentation is for educational purposes only, and this is not investment advice. So, today we have some updates on some of the unusual option activity we covered in our previous videos. So this one we had discussed in the previous one. We were waiting to kind of enter it so we could kind of we could see we had some triggers and alerts set in place to kind of confirmation for price action to start moving up. So this was last when we checked, these were trading at about $2 per contract. These closed today at 2.88, almost same as what the pointer ready. Same as what the buyers of these initial option activity had purchased it at. So it seems to be holding its value so far. And we also set some triggers since it was lower. We wanted to make sure it's kind of moving in the right direction before we enter. And we did enter these, and we're already up 15% on these based on our entry. We entered it around 228, 230 something. And as you can see, they have not sold out of these options. They're still holding it, very little volume in these. So looking at it where it closed, we had a trigger set up somewhere around this level. Once it kind of passed that and it was holding and it was above the trend, seemed like it was a good way to enter it as long as it kind of stays within this buy signal and we stay positive. A lot of time on these still. Next month, 17 expiration, so we have some time on it for it to kind of continue moving upwards. Also, we related to this, we also saw some Pfizer news, so about COVID vaccine for kids. Not sure if that's lifting the overall biotech sector. This one is just wowza. When people know, they know. Somebody knew going into earnings or had a really high conviction that, hey, Take-Two Interactive is going to beat earnings by a long shot. So whoever entered these, when we kind of found these contracts were trading at $7.20, which is $700 for one contract. Today, these traded as high as $14 in option value, which is $1,400 per contract. So basically, you double your money from $7 to $14 within a matter of few days. So that's what unusual option activity gets you, and that's what we're trying to do here, trying to help you out and see what unusual option activity we are seeing and how people are trading them. So this was an amazing trade. So here's the chart. I think this is not an updated chart. I think where we closed. So last we checked when we entered these were at $109 or something. Today, I think we closed at 123. So these options are way in the money plus some more. So a good time for something like this is to either roll the options and lock in your profits or completely sell out of it and just move on to the next one. Here's another one that we had discussed previously. When we found these were trading at around 50 cents. Today, the price moved up and is now at about 66 cents. It even went as high as 80 cents, so almost like about 75% gains on this one if you were able to catch the top. But this has been a pretty fast mover. Just in one day, we had some good activity to the upside. And these are 10 days to expiration, so don't hold on to these too long. So this is where we saw yesterday it was closed at 23.43. Today we are 23.43, yes, and today we are at 24.54. So we broke this trend and we went above it. So hopefully we stay above it and continue to do better. If the price action starts reverting, time to take your profits and move on to the next one. Here's another one we had did a few days ago. We saw a lot of unusual option activity for American Airlines $1.18 calls expiring once again next month. I think the stock closed a little less than 18, like 17.80. So we're very close to getting in the money. But since we've entered these I think we entered these around 80 cents. These closed today at $1.80. So you had an easy, let's look at that, close to like 30% gains if you were able to follow this flow through. And if you just day traded it today, it's completely 80 cents if you were able to get the lowest fill of today. Now, a good thing about this is whoever is in this, these are not in the money yet. Whoever is in this, one, they have a little bit of time for them up till next month. We saw some more additions to this. You can see open interest around 16,000. Volume is only 3,000. So whoever's in this has not sold out of these. So something to keep in mind when trading unusual option activity. You want to always check volume and open interest. If volume exceeds open interest, or exceeds open interest, it's an opening position. If volume slowly starts pairing towards open interest, it could be people are selling out of these option contracts. So we're going to skip the chart. This is where we saw, and I think the price closed up somewhere around here. So moving up. Here's another one that we had shared, I think yesterday, where we saw call buying in Pinterest for $1.30 strikes, and we were waiting for triggers to kind of see if the price action moves to the upside. And once again, this one you can see was yesterday at 80 cents. Today it closed around 92 cents and even traded as high as $1. So a good 15-20% gains. However, you can also see people have not traded out of these yet. The open interest and volume from yesterday, the volume from yesterday was added to the open interest. So a lot of people are holding these options, and I'm holding these as well because the strike is still quite a bit out, and today's close was around $22.50. So here's our chart. We were kind of waiting for this to kind of break above this trigger level, and today it broke out and we did enter them. So let's look at some of today's unusual option activity. Today was a great day. We continue to go higher in terms of indexes. So it was a great day. A lot of people were scared. Powell might today scare the markets, but volatility tend to stay low and markets continue to go up. And these are some of the call outs that I did in our Discord groups. If you're not in our Discord group, please try to join those, because some of these, when they come, they move really fast. So we got AMD calls when AMD was trading around 95 something, 95, 96, and these traded up as high as $100. Same thing with NVDA calls. KWeb hasn't moved much, but this is something we could be watching going forward. But a lot of these provided some amazing gains. Here's another one. So for today, we saw some put buying in TJX, close to $300,000 input buying above open interest, volume above open interest, 17 days to expiration. Whoever bought these for $1.71, they actually closed around $1.50. Not big decline, but some. And another thing, they have earnings coming up tomorrow, so something to kind of keep watch out for to see how the stock trades. Someone is betting on the earnings that TJ Maxx might disappoint, just like Walmart did today. And we also have Target tomorrow too, so something to be careful for. Here's the chart for TJX. You can see earnings coming up, and right now there's a bit of a slight of a buy signal. Volume is slightly decreasing. We'll see how this reacts during earning. This is just something to kind of look out for on how you can find some earnings play if you're trying to kind of find direction, just like the TTWO one that we shared earlier. Here's another one that we saw today. Boeing had some mix of good and bad news today, so kind of did a down up move. We saw some call buying of $135 out the money calls, 10 days after expiration, close to 300,000 in premium. Volume definitely above open interest, so a lot of activity on these. These were bought kind of like to the end of the day's range, so you can see how it kind of closed at 350. These were bought around 325. So someone is expecting buy to keep moving higher. So let's look at the chart. So about closed around 132 and about 20 cents up in post market. But you can see we do have a buy signal. Volume is not very convincing right now, but sometimes unusual option activity will continue to drive prices up. And as long as there's a buy signal, it's much less riskier, in my opinion, to test this out. Or you can even wait. These are for, I think, 135 strikes, so you can wait until maybe we get 133.50 to kind of enter these for a slight gain. Once again, these expire within 10 days, so decay will be really, really rapid as we approach expiration. And drum roll once again, today's $1 or less unusual option activity. Disclaimer for those who are new: a standard option contract is denominated as $1, and one contract controls 100 shares. So $1, 700 shares. You actually require $100 in buying power to buy a $1 option. Don't ask me why that is. That's just the way it is. And the whole idea behind these $1 option activity is for new traders to kind of experience and get started on trading options with very little capital. So we saw these puts come in today for ALLY, and we saw multiple puts coming at 35 strike being bought across the day. Now the volume is somewhat pairing open interest, so I'm a little fishy about these. We'll have to see if this volume gets added to open interest tomorrow. So something we should be watching. If it does, then somebody just basically doubled down on the open interest in towards the put side when the stock is actually kind of hanging in there. Now this is unusual for one of the many reasons is if for those who are not familiar with our desktop app, in our desktop app you can actually go in an analyze section, put in the ticker, and based on that ticker we have some different widgets in our website where you will show you how the trading and the flow sentiment has been. So as you can see, this was pretty quiet, and all of a sudden today we're seeing a lot of bearish flow come in. So this is definitely unusual and stands out. And you can see the flow is more towards the bearish side just because of those large sweeps. Hey, there you go. So right now the stock is trading at $1.41. What were the sweeps at? Sorry, I forgot. $1.35 strike. So stock is trading here. However, what you can see is it's kind of hanging in there with a buy signal. So I'm not in these yet. But I do see on the bottom here, you can see the sell volume kind of increasing slowly. So not sure what's going on here. You do have some time on these. However, I would want to wait to enter them. So what would be a good trigger point? So what we're seeing is there's a little bit of gap here. So once it kind of starts hitting that gap, I'm not sure if it's going to try to close it and even go to 35, which is like way below. That's what these puts are kind of implying. So I wouldn't enter it right away. However, even if you want to enter early, you can see this volume, sell volume kind of increasing and kind of buyers losing control of the pricing. So I've set some alerts around $40.44 as kind of my trigger. I'll kind of revisit it. If it kind of has came down, does it continue to go lower? If it does, then you can enter it because you have a little bit of more downside. You don't have to enter it right now. Right now, you might lose some profits, but it will be a safer way to play it. Even though, if you don't want to do that, premiums are pretty cheap, less than $1, and actually lower close today at 50 cents. So you might even get a chance to enter it at a much lower value if you were even early. It's basically a much of a low risk trade. So that's Ally. And this is the last one bonus. I kind of wanted to throw it in there for today as market continues to go up. So if you're in the bullish camp and you think market continues to go up or opens higher tomorrow, we did see a lot of call option buying on 410 and 409 calls that expire in the next 2 days. You can see a lot of volume traded on these as well throughout the day, and 410 kind of seems like a good mental target that everyone's trying to seek and spy, hit that and get over it. So that's something you can keep in mind. Volatility is currently low. Until volatility picks back up, chances are we will kind of squiggle at the similar price level or slowly kind of make our way up. So this is a good way to kind of play that. I just kind of want to share that for those who are bullish and would be interested in playing some SPY calls for tomorrow. And that's about it. Make sure you visit the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store, search, type in the keyword Market Action, and download our free mobile app. You can also visit marketaction.live to sign up for a risk-free trial, which you get access not just the mobile app but also the desktop app too. You can also try to purchase access to our algorithm at marketaction.live/algo. More details on that page there. Once again, thank you for watching. I would really appreciate if you click the like button, as it kind of helps us show higher, as you also share this with your fellow traders, and subscribe, as well as click the notifications icon to get notified as we create more and more of videos and content. If you have any questions, feel free to comment and let us know. And once again, thank you for tuning in. Please trade responsibly. Take care.